Hello and welcome back to the LOA for Round 1 Season 2 of the LOA Endurance Series. No GTPs this season, so this will be definitely an interesting one to watch with just the GT3s scrapping it out. We're at Imola here today for Round 1. Very technical track. You've got, especially with the chicane towards the end of the lap, it can catch you out very easily. I'm sure that we'll probably see a fair few spins there today. As we see the drivers just coming onto the grid now, the standings, or the qualifying results I should say, are as follows. We've got Joshua Martinez in first, followed by Rob Miller, Hugavine, Sipula, Hansel, Hurd, Ward, Leopold, I didn't quite catch the middle of that there, McBuller, Mitchell, Pepper, Hudson, Sloots, Kelly, Bond, Tomei, Kelly, Chan, Stott and Meesters. And then as it refreshes to the next page, we have Lindenau, Pierce, Cook, Parker, Fox, Bright, Daminga, Murphy, McIntyre, Forrester, Stephen Pepper and Neil Todd. I do believe there's another page to go. We've got a pretty stacked grid here. And yes, so we've got Mark Brown and the Ledge following that up in the rear. I know that the Ledge joined this race very late. I think he was actually talking about joining about 5 minutes before the session went live, so we'll see how he performs today. Not much practice, I do believe. But yeah, so as we see the safety car rolling off now to start the rolling start, we've got a car blinking right at the back there. I hope that's not too much of an issue. But yeah, as I was saying, the GTPs I think caused a lot of havoc last season, and I'm glad to see them gone personally. It's nice to see an Audi up front there with actually another one just in P5 there. I think that's Martinez and Hansel. Yeah, nice to see them coming back. I'm a big believer in the Audi, and I don't think many people are, so you know, I do have a strong feeling that the NSX will be very, very popular this season, with it being a very strong car in the corners, very stable as well. So we see Martinez leading gold here, Sloots leading silver with actually a few golds in between, and James Pepper very far up for bronze there. We'll see how we can capitalise on that, with Sloots just behind, so we'll see a little bit of a scrap there. As we come around the last two corners here, and we get ready to go green, we'll see how much of a jump Martinez can get here. Will he go early? He's slowing the pack right down, nearly to a standstill. There he goes. That's green, green, green. He gets a nice little jump there. Looks like the Audi of Hansel might have been on comms there a little bit sneaky, because he's gone right when Martinez has gone. Brilliant stuff. Up into P3. Looks like he might try and make it to P2. He's not going to make the move. Deciding to defend for P3 instead. That's Leopold there in the Mustang. First of the more American V8 cars towards the front of the pack. There's a bumper there rolling right at the back of the track. I wonder what's happened there. As Chan gets a little slap into the left there. There's a car off there that looked like a McLaren, as we see Sloots coming down the order. Chaos on this first lap. And there's Pierce just coming around the hairpin there. It looks like the grid's not too racy at the moment. I know this is quite a hard, tricky track to overtake on, especially coming through here with the double right, very tight here. Easy to make a mistake. As that's, I don't know who that is side by side going into there. Right as I say, it's tricky. Yeah, and look at them, single file coming into the chicane. Making a move here is very, very, very tricky. Turn 1 is really the main place to make moves. As we see, Bright's going slowly on the track map there. He's lost a ton of time, so I wonder what's happened to him. We might see that in a replay, hopefully. As that's Wardy, who looks like he wants to make a move. That's tight. Somebody's gone in. That's an Audi. That's Hansel. I wonder what's happened there. Maybe damage? Down the inside, the Chevrolet goes. Ooh. Nobody's budging here. Nobody's budging at all. Yeah, Hansel coming right to the back of the grid. It's a real shame for him. He had a brilliant start there. Hopefully he can bring something back from that poor performance. Whatever happened there, I don't really know. Didn't look like his car was damaged, but I suppose we'll see. So we've lost Sloop. So James Pepper there has got a 5-car gap to Stott, who was in P2 for the bronze. That is a huge lead. Well, now it makes it a 6-car gap. Huge lead to have. All he needs to do here is just chill out, and that's a pretty easy cruise to the win, I think. Maren Hugavin capitalising. He's in P1 now. Don't quite know what's happened to... Yeah, it looks like both of the Audis have fallen down the order. Yeah, I really wonder what's happened to them. And that's Timon Sloots there, the other of the Sloots. He's in P10. P1 for Silver, so he's doing very well as well. He's got a 3-car gap to the next level, so again, he can very much relax, I think, in the knowledge that he's safe. The pack's not very aggressive. That's a car in the gravel there. I don't know who that was. That looks like Gavin Kelly. I think just getting it a little bit wrong on the brakes. Very easy to do there. Send you straight on and then you're on the gravel. Where nobody wants to be. There's Sam Stott then. It looks like he's struggling to keep the cars behind him. He's in a new car for the season, usually running the Audi. He's in the Chevrolet there. Looks like he's very, very close in the bumper award there. He wants to make the move. And Rich Meester's just behind. Any mistake from Sam here, and Rich will take him. It's a risky situation here. I wonder if Sam will try and make the move, because there's sort of an argument for both. He makes the move and slows them both down, and maybe puts himself at risk of Rich just following him through or making a move on him. Or he doesn't make the move, and then he's right in Rich's clasp there, so I'm curious to see what happens there. It looks like he's backed off a bit from Ward. Maybe just losing a bit of pace. It's a very flowing track, and if you do have sort of any laps at all throughout the lap, very, very easy to make a mistake and then lose your flow. And you can lose seconds a lap here, quite easily. So, Segura, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, setting the fastest lap there with a 42.6, very strong lap. Although after practice I feel like they're definitely going to go faster than that. I believe some people even in the 41s, which is absolutely ridiculous really. Looks like Rich has lost a place there to Lindenau. So putting Sam in a bit of safety there. And as I say that, Sam gets overtaken, so clearly not that safe. As Rich goes into P2, Sam is dropped into P3 and he loses about 5 positions there, so he'll have to try and claw that back if he wants to remain on the podium. Ooh, Ward just getting it a bit wrong there, just outbraking himself, ending up in the grass. Now, I don't think that would be a slowdown. This track can be quite slowdown heavy, but I do think they fixed that as of recently. So Oh, no, it looks like it was, because he's pulled off the racing line there.
If you're going to serve a slowdown, don't come onto the racing line like that.
Okay, well, which, I believe it.
I had to brake before I'm wrong.
Unless there were a couple of
Giving it up
slowdowns
and
there,
then
so,
came on the racing line, that's fine.
because that's Malaren responding to that, so maybe Malaren's had a slowdown. There goes Ollie Ettridge. He's in P8. I think. Yeah. Oh, okay, right. I see. I've made a mistake there. So there is still an Audi P1, I believe. It's just that for whatever reason our standings cut off at P3, so I can't see who's P2 or P1. So you'll have to excuse me there. So Maren Huber in P3 then, in that Porsche. He's leading this pack here. Looks like the leaders are very much clear of this sort of scrap for P3. Looks like somebody's going slow there, P4, slow on the track now. A lot of gravel in the air, so
Yeah, can all lap themselves, please.
got a bit long. That's going to be out-mapped there. I believe that's Pierce, wondering if you can get by. Again, a hard track to make a move on, and if you're a lap down, even if you're faster than the car ahead, it can be very tricky to make that move. Very easy just to lose so much time. So it looks like, yeah, looks like everyone down to P3, pretty clear. Harry's in P4, he's now leading that pack after that mistake. Leading the pack all the way back to what looks like, yeah, it looks like around P12 that pack goes back to, so from P4 to P12. So we've got 8 cars scrapping for position there. And it looks like, just looking at the standings, it looks like, oh, there's a spinner there, never mind. That is James Pepper, who's spun. He's the leader for bronze at the moment. Looks like Rich will get past him. Will he be able to get it in a straight line? Nope. Sam gets past him as well. And it looks like he'll settle there. Yeah, it looks like he'll settle into to P3 there in bronze. So I bet I should think Rich and Sam are pretty happy. Rich actually coming from P3 to P1 from both the people in front of him making mistakes. So he's looking pretty happy there. Now, one thing to mention about this track, and actually this race as in general, is the X limit is very low, and it's very, very easy to get X's around here. That Porsche just behind Leopold there, I would imagine just got an X on that curve. I'm pretty sure it's white lines here. If you cross the white lines, then it's an X, and with it only being, I believe, 15X limit, then so easy to get a penalty. So we'll see how that shapes out for the grid. As you see, everybody's lapping pretty similarly. We see James Pepper there having the spin. Lost 10 seconds, I think, just because the pack's so grouped up, he just couldn't get it straight again and get it back online in time. So I suppose good on him for holding his brakes there, but that's gotta hurt. Gavin Kelly looks like he's towed as he's just shot to the back of the grid. Don't quite know what's happened there. Hopefully we see a replay. And Maren now up to P2, so you see it looks like he's pushing for the leader, although there is a 1.8 second gap and he's got Tipula right on his rear there, so we'll see how that shapes out. So many black and gold cars. So many. Look at them all. Yeah, I think that Porsche behind that Ollie Ettridge, I think he might be looking a bit high on the X's there, because that's the second time we've seen him go wide on the last couple of corners there, so looks like he'll have to nurse it back if he wants to hold his position here. And that's Rich Meesters falling down the order, so that promotes Sam into the lead. I wonder what's happened there. It looks like he's in the pits, so that might be the X's I was just mentioning shining. Looks like it was quite a quick pit stop because he's just coming out now. Yeah, as he just comes out the pit lane now, so yeah, looks like a drive-through there. So we've already had one victim of the low X limit. We're 12 minutes into the race with 45 to go, so he's going to really have to nurse it if he doesn't want to get disqualified here. Going wide there for Zachary, so that's going to be yet again another X. I think that's going to be the killer of races here, is the X's. Look at that, so he looks so solid over the chicane, and that's Stephen Maxwell off the track. I don't think he's gone into the wall there. Didn't look like he had damage. And as I said, just really difficult track to keep it straight, to keep it, online. There's a lot of bumps here, and especially over the chicane. If you hit that second curb wrong, as soon as you get on power, you will put it sideways, and there's a wall right there. So very, very easy to make mistakes there. Look at that, all of the wizards scrapping here. I think most teams on the grid would say there are too many wizards, even though they've already had to been cut down once. We need to cut them down again. So Joshua Martinez still leads. I did get a bit confused earlier, but he's still there in the lead. In the Audi, pulling 1.4 seconds on Merrin, so Merrin's going to have to push if he wants to get back into the draft, back up onto his bumper. And he has Lucas right behind him in P3. Just 6/10 separates them, so he's any mistakes from Merrin and he will be overtaken here. So Rob Miller actually losing, so he's 4 places down from his start, as you can see there. So he started at P2, so slight mistake from him, or maybe just a slight lack of pace compared to qualifying. That's Sam Stott there on Don Parker's bumper. Looks like he wants to make the move. Probably just finding it a little bit tricky. There's Danny Chan in the other Audi for Revolutionary Racing Foxtrot. So again, nice to see some Audis on the grid again. Just the sound of them alone is some of the best. He's got Liminal right on his bumper there. Liminal maybe going to make a move here in the slipstream. Looks like he will. Moves to the left. Doesn't have enough overspeed to get him ahead into the corner. Looks like he does. Late on the brakes, and there's the move. Very nice move. Textbook from Lindenau. And I'd imagine that Ward is looking to capitalise on that as well. Lights flashing of Alex Murphy. He comes up behind Bond. Ooh, he's getting close. He just... Again, the move to make here is really turn 1. You can make a move into the chicane if you're very brave. The double left is doable, but the problem with the last 2 corners I find is if you try and make a move into there, you're so late on power if you're on the inside that you can't make it stick, and if you try and hug the outside, you'll lose the position before the end of the corner. Really tricky place to move. You can see Sam Stott there still on the rear bumper of Dom. And they're following Alex Murphy and Bond, who are right on each other as well, so... I wonder if Dom's just having a little bit of a lapse in focus there and just allowing Sam to get up behind him. Because on paper, Dom is gold, he should be a lot quicker. Sam, most of the time pretty quick, just lacks the consistency. Likes to put it in walls, likes to be facing the wrong way, so hopefully if he has a good race here then none of that will happen. And he's on pretty good position to be in the lead here. McIntyre nearly 10 seconds behind now, so really nice lead he's pulling. There's Steve Pepper being chased by Rich, both the camels. I believe... Oh, Rich is... Okay, yeah, so it looks like Pepper's just let him go there. That will be team orders in the Discord. I wonder why he's done that. Possibly just not too comfortable with his own pace. Rich did go 4/10 quicker that last lap, so there's a fair difference in pace there. Maybe Steve's hoping to just chase down Rich, use the pace, catch up to Domingo and make a move there. And there's Leopold again. Leopold getting very close on the back of Miller, just not quite making the move stick. You can tell he definitely has the pace on the, especially on the straights. The Mustang is very, very strong on the straights compared to the Porsche. But maybe just not enough. See, this is Rob Miller on Stephen Hill here. Or tell a lie, he's actually defending from Leopold. Now the Mustang, one of the only cars that I don't really have an opinion of because I don't own it, so I really don't know how it drives. By the looks of it, yeah, I would imagine it's very similar to the Mercedes or the BMW, very understeery but controllable and pretty quick down the straights, has a lot of torque out the corners. That would be my best guess. And look at the line of wizards there, followed by a Camel, I believe. Oh no, Formula Llama. I'll be murdered for saying that. That's the Formula Llama just behind. And there's Parker then.
Sorry for that.
That was Sam apologising. It looks like he's actually dropped down a bit because he was right on the back of Parker earlier. He's now just in front of McIntyre.
All good. Sorry for the tap.
Yeah, he's lost about 8 seconds there.
Sam, they can't come through, mate, in a bit.
Apologising for the tap on Sam, so maybe Sam just getting tapped there. I'm not too sure. He's only 2 seconds ahead of Peter now, Peter McIntyre. So we'll see if Peter can make that move. He was quicker last lap. Yeah, it'd be good to see what happened to Sam there. See a lot of gravel in the air there. Somebody just getting it a little bit wide, I don't know who, but a little bit wide of the last corner there. Easily done. Clayton McBuller. Clayton McBuller, and I genuinely don't know what flag that is. For the, for no problema. He's got a nice little gap ahead and behind, so he's relaxing a little bit. Does have Kelly on his arse, which, to be honest, If you wanted anyone behind you, it's definitely not Kelly Kelly. He's the scariest man to race around. That's Don Parker in the pits. And Rich Meesters actually as well. It's not... I wouldn't say it's really time for them to be coming in. The undercut is pretty good here. Well, to be honest, in the GT3s in general, it's pretty good. So I wonder what the plan is there, as we see somebody blinking in and out of existence. That's Heard. Yeah, I wonder what happened to Dom there. So here's Merrin Hooligan. He's caught up to the back of Martinez then. He's done everything that he said he needed to do. He needed to push a little bit, get into the draft, and he's done that. So now we'll see if he can make a move on Martinez for the lead. He had a big gap for a while there, Martinez, and looks like the pace has just dropped down a little bit. He was nearly a second slower last lap, so like I say, just that singular lapse in judgment, and you lose so much time here. A little bit of door banging for Lindenau. Makes the move. He's loving that turn 1 move there. Late on the brakes. Second time we've seen him go through there. Looks like Maxwell wanted to do the same there into turn 1, but didn't quite have the overspeed. He's gonna make it into turn 4 though. 3 and 4. Looks like he's just been given the move there from McIntyre, so we'll see if Sam lets him go as well. Yeah, Lindenau looking very strong. Having a little bit of an early charge through the grid. Let's see if he can keep that momentum up. As you see Merrin, if he can get a good drive out of here, this move is very doable. Obviously Martinez not having the slipstream down the straight, which does make a big difference. Again, he's a 10th quicker that lap, so he's definitely got the pace to do it. And Hooligan has got past, unfortunately we didn't get to see it, but he's got past into turn 1. And it looks like he's lost the lead again, so Martinez fighting back. I really wish that's what we could see right now, but that's okay. Yeah, so nice little scrap for the lead then. And Sipler, I'd imagine, just sitting back there, hoping just to pick up the pieces of whatever's given to him. Sam Stott setting his fastest lap there. Looks like he's in for a good race, for as long as he can keep it in a straight line. Here's Russell Joe Bright on Cook. I believe he's been lapped here. He went for the left, been covered off. Nice bit of defending there from Cook. And it looks like he'll hold on, he'll make that position, sorry. Around the outside of turn 3. Very solid move there. Around the outside. And Richmond just there to pick up the pieces into turn 3. I think that's exactly what Sipler wants for his race as well. He's only 3 tenths off the back of Hooligan. So 3 tenths separates the top 2, 3 tenths separates the second and third, so 6 tenths between all of them. They're very close. Stumbling over my own words, that's how exciting this is. Leopold going back onto the defensive, so it's been Miller, Leopold, Ettridge for a long time here, pretty much since the start of the race. And Ettridge, you can see his onboard here, right on the bumper of him. definitely has the better mid corner speed and the entry speed, but that Mustang is just so much better out the corners. As you can see here, just sitting on his bumper there. Such a hard move to make round here. He might go for it here if he's feeling lucky. He's going to sell the dummy. Yeah, he just sticks his nose in just to take up some of the Leopold's focus, to make him think about what's in the mirror, not what's in front of him. Playing mind games, Ettridge. And there's Murphy onto Chan. Gold versus silver. Really big spread on silver here. We've got gold P1 to P8, and then the silvers are just sort of all over the place. Bronzes are somewhat more contained, as we've got the back four there all together, and only a couple cars separating them in the top there. But the silvers, I can't believe how spread they are. Miller's still on the back of, Ollie Ettridge still on the back of Leopold here. Miller looks like he's making a bit of a dash for it, because those two are fighting just behind him. And this is Philip Fox then, on the back of Daniel and Bond. Sloots and Forrester. Never mind, Sloots and Domingo makes the move into turn one there. Nicely done. I think that was somewhat given to him as well. Domingo probably just not wanting to put up too much of a fight. So, Malone down to P4. I wonder if he's pitted.
Sorry, boys.
Lost more time.
That's alright, mate. I enjoyed the save.
And Sam there saying he enjoyed the save. Don't quite know what happened there. Yeah, so Mallorin, he's up 6 positions actually. I'm getting a bit tongue-tied between Mallorin and Hugovin. Don't really know why. But yeah, so Mallorin very much holding off the front of that P4 pack. 11 seconds off of P3 though, so doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch that unless there's a mistake. Hugovin still on the back of Martinez. Looks like Scipula's falling back a little bit. And here is the middle of that P4 pack. As we go to Alex Murphy on Danny Chan here. Again, this is Danny Chan who had the brilliant start, I believe, or I'm not sure it was now. But still, we've got Murphy right on his bumper. Murphy will want to make this move. Because right in front of Chan is Lindenau, who is in gold with Murphy. So if Murphy can clear Chan there, that'd be all the greater for him. 4 seconds is the lead now from Stott to Peter McIntyre for P2. So McIntyre really got to clear this little bit of traffic in between him and the leader here. Looks like he's just a little bit slower because Sam, obviously having a mistake earlier on, fell right into his grasp and just brought that gap out lap by lap, only a little bit at a time. He's in the 44s, looks like McIntyre's 44.3, so yeah, a couple of tenths slower a lap. That's all it takes.
No problems, you're quicker than me anyway, mate.
This is that fight for P6. I mean, I say fight, it's not really much of a fight. Ollie sticks his nose in every now and again, and it's not really doing much for him. Looks like Leopold just has that focus. Seems pretty good under pressure here. Murphy really trying to make this move stick on Chan. Can't quite make it there. Can't quite make it there. Yeah, he's right on his bumper. It just looks like he's gonna need a point behind Ollie to get past there. Crazy little pile up there. Looks like Todd was looking to go into the pits. Rich was trying to let some people go. And at the end of it all, Martinez just getting completely caught up in the middle of it, which has completely allowed Hugavine there to catch him as Rich gets turned round by P3 there. Didn't really see that because I was looking up at the standings, my apologies. It looks like Rich maybe trying to let him go there and he's just been tapped around. Or maybe maybe P3 there, her just not expecting him to have quite that much of an overspeed on Meisters. I'm not totally sure though. So I'm looking for Hugavine in the standings. So yeah, so Hugavine's P2 here, right on the back of Martinez, and then we've got Chan with Murphy right on his tail as well. But the two teammates being hassled by the two teammates. There's Maxwell. Maxwell looks like he's got past. Oh, sorry, it's not Maxwell. It's Murphy. Yeah, Maxwell on the back of Bond then. Wants to make a move. Another Audi. It's always lovely to see another Audi. You see Sam there, just in the bottom part of the picture, just coming through the chicane now. That's P1 for bronze. Hudson, Cole Hudson, who's just off the back of Edridge there. 5 seconds is the gap.
Cheers, James.
Leader for and look at the gap now between P1 and P2 then. Martinez and Hugavine. Nothing separating them. I mean, another strategy could be that Hugavine's just trying to save a bit of fuel behind him. It wouldn't be a bad shout just to sit back, save a bit of fuel, you know, let Martinez push as hard as he can and come back after the pits. Lindenau wanted that move on Miller there, forcing him inside. Doesn't look like he'll make it though. And there's James Pepper having somewhat of a recovery race now after that spin from P1. You can almost see the frustration coming off of his car there. I'd definitely be frustrated if I were him. As that is Miltod just letting him go there. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe Neil has a bit of damage or something that we don't know of. His car looks to be okay. Lovely livery on that Mustang there. As we see the Razcor sponsored Formulano. That's Daniel Bond trying his hardest to catch Stott here. Looks like he is reeling him in a little bit, and he's definitely lost Maxwell off his tail. Same battle. Keep coming back to this. And Miller now just starting to fall off the back of the pack there. The gap's getting bigger and bigger. See if he can keep holding out. It's not massive, but he has he's lost a couple tenths off the back of Hurd. See the camera flicking between the two of them, as that's a mistake that's caused Hurd to slow down quite a bit. So there goes. I'm not sure who that is going slow. Looks like it was the ledge. Maybe trying to let cars go just in a pretty awful spot to get cars to clear you. It's definitely unfortunate for honestly don't remember who it was now. I will come back to that, I suppose. For Hurd, that's who it was, for Stephen Hurd. Yes, he's been slowed down. And it looks like that's allowed Miller to just get back up onto his tail, tuck in again. 6 tenths now is the gap, so just tucking up to him again. But the threat of Leopold constantly on his tail there. It's got to be hard to keep focused there. There goes Bond into the pits. And Leopold looks like he's made the move on Miller there. Miller just tucking in between Leopold and Ollie Ettridge there. I wonder if that was intentional. He either got a really bad exit there or he's let him go. But that's great for Leopold. Leopold can now push on, try and get onto the back of Hurd. This is Linda now then on the back of Ward, and the same again. Ledge has just let a few cars go, but right on the exit of the double right there, I believe that's Aqua Minerale, but I'm sure Gavin Kelly will correct me there. But it slowed Ward down quite massively. It looks like that's going to maybe allow Linda now to make the move. As we've seen before, Linda now really likes that turn 1 inside line. So we'll see if he's going to do that this time round. As here he goes. Doesn't look like he's going to have the speed this time round. Very close enough off the last couple corners there. This is Hansel then, who was P3 off the start, had an absolutely mighty start. Looks like he has a tiny bit of front end damage there. Doesn't look like enough to really affect him. And there's his teammate Martinez in the lead. Hooverdean right on his tail. And a lovely gap to P3, so it's just those two scrapping now for P1. And Hansel's gonna make the move. And he's gonna make it stick on Murphy there, into turn 1. And like I've said before, that turn 1 move is just by far the best to make. It's very easy to make a mistake there though, miss your braking point even slightly in there, and absolutely destroy the person on your outside there. You don't have many options of where to go if you do get it wrong. And that's Hansel in P19 then. Which would put him, I believe, P13 in gold. Philip Fox all on his own here. Big gap in front, big gap behind. He's P3 in silver. Ward and Lindenau into the pit, so it's like Lindenau's just followed him in. I would have thought that Lindenau maybe would have tried to stay out there for one more lap and just pushed on, see if he can, you know, make the move from the pits. Maybe even just pit a lap earlier. But he's obviously not done that, so we'll see what his plan is.
Sorry about that rejoin, Chris.
Yeah, it's alright, I saw that.
Sounds like James Pepper on Chris there. Maybe just a slightly bad rejoin, and he spins into the last corner there. He's having an absolute nightmare of driving this car. And I think that's him just calling it quits there. Looks like he... it looks like he hasn't moved yet.
Thank you, Ledge.
There's Leopold on the back of Hurd then, so he's done exactly as I said, he's pushed onto the back of Hurd. He really wants that move there. Lindenau being a force to be reckoned with this race. Fresh face to me, I'm not sure if he's been in seasons prior, but I've not really been around before. You know, for the last couple of seasons I've taken a few breaks, so it's nice to see so many new people. Lindenau, absolutely not somebody to be messed with. He's really strong here. That's Rob Miller in the pits. And Sam Stott then with nearly 30-second lead on P2 of bronze there. You really have to make a mistake to lose that lead now. And I'd almost say the same with Hudson. There's a lot smaller gap from him to Mark Kelly. There's about 5 seconds between them. But very strong showing from silver and bronze there. The top three have just been very stable, very happy to control the pace of this. And Martinez, you have to give him props 100% because he's led this whole race. He's been pressured by Hugavin for a long time now. He's really just kept it strong, kept it consistent. Hugavin has nowhere to go really. He was obviously trying to get onto the back of him, but he was just sitting just slightly too far away to make the move stick into turn 1. That's Leopold following Hurd into the pits.
Cheeky Steve-O.
Yeah, it looks like Steve maybe maybe tried to sell the dummy, pretended that he was staying out, and then dipped it in at the last second. And there's McBuller. McBuller for no problema. To Etheridge then, he's now been left with a big space in front of him. And I suppose the best thing he can do right now is just push as hard as he can and try and make those moves in the pits. And he was right on the bumper of those two, so now is definitely the time to make this into a P5. And the line is now up, is that 8 positions? No, it's still 6 positions, but still very solid from him. With Sipulin sort of just falling off the back of the leaders. Obviously he was hoping, I'm sure originally, to just pick up the pieces of the lead battle, but he's not going to be able to do that anymore. He's 6 seconds behind. He's got a 12-second gap to P4 though, of Malaran, so he's really not too fussed. You know, this is a pretty easy podium for him then. As he comes into the pits, that's Martinez and Hugavin into the pits. Sipula following them in. And now is when we'll see maybe the lead change, as that looked like Hugaveen reversing into the pit, so I think he's overstepped his marks there. So I think Martinez will go before he does here. Yeah, Martinez moves off. Hugaveen just behind him started moving, so I do think if Hugaveen didn't miss the box there, I think he would have been out into P1 there. That is a massive, massive mistake to make.
Cheers, Neil.
And there's Mark Kelly making the move. Ooh, not quite. He's trying it on Murphy there, Alex Murphy. And Murphy just off the back of Hansel, who I'm not sure is pitted yet. And so Steve Pepper now then 10 seconds off the back of Stott, so maybe not as much of a lead as I originally thought, but I suppose Stott probably hadn't pitted yet. Unless... no, Steve's in the pits now, so no, so it is still a pretty mega lead then. That's 15 to 20 seconds-ish of a lead on Peter there. And look at Leopold then. So Leopold P7, still on the back of Hurd. Looks like he didn't get the move out the pits. And Ettridge, I don't know where Ettridge is. Oh, that's Ettridge in the pits now? Yep. Ettridge is in the pits now, so we'll see where he comes out in relation to the others then. Steve Pepper just coming out the pits into P4, just behind, that is Dominga then, in P3, just in front of Steve Pepper, with Forrester just behind, so he's literally slotted into the space there between Dominga and Forrester. And out comes, kind of hard to see here, Ettridge actually. If that was Ettridge pitting, he's had a massive jump here. He's P4. He's jumped Hurd, Leopold and Malarin, if he has pitted. Which I'm pretty sure he has, because Hurd's now just off the back of him, so... oh, sorry, Malarin's just off the back of him, so... that is absolutely mega for Ettridge then. Rod Miller. A million llamas. They're not llamas, they're camels. I've done it again. I've actually... okay. I'm sorry to Steve. I'm sorry to the llama camp. Right, bunch of camels, that's what I meant to say. We've got 3 in a row there, with a small gap, and then there's Steve, so 4 in a row. Is that a gaggle of camels? Pack of camels? Don't really know. Somebody enlighten me on that in the Discord or in the commentary, in the comment section. That'd be good to know. Is it a pack of camels? Because you have a camel pack. I feel like I'm getting sidetracked here. That's Ollie Ettridge. Lauren right on his tail there. And I wonder what's going on in the lead here. It looks like they're very, very close. They're not quite on my standing, so I can't quite see them. Yeah, Hugaveen 2.5 tenths off the back of Martinez then. There's Hurd, just holding off Leopold. Yeah, the gap there is incredible. I'm not sure if Merrin might be waiting until maybe the last couple of laps. Looked like a small mistake there for Martinez, getting a little bit tail happy. I think Merrin might be just waiting. Try and make the move when he's got the when he's only got a couple laps left, so he can't have Martinez fight back on the last couple laps. I think that might be the plan then. Look at them on the brakes, getting so close to each other. Might see who can try it here. I know the Acura is very, very, very slow down these straights. Even in the switching, you can see he's not really closing. I don't quite know where the camera's gone, but that's Chris Forrester with Meisters right on his tail. That is 4th position as well, so this is a nice little fight for what would be P5, I believe? P4. No, P5, it is P5. This whole battle, so that we have Domingo, who's in that white Porsche just ahead, followed by Pepper, followed by Forrester, followed by Meisters, all of them for position, in bronze. A nice little scrap to finish the race off with then. And now the question is, as Ollie Ettridge sets the fastest lap, the question is, can Hugavin get Martinez here? I'm really not sure. He's got to make the move soon. He's running out of time. And there's Pepper right on the back of Forrester then. Looks like Rich did make the move. Martinez coming up to the back of this fighting pack. That's going to really, really be tough to get past, because they're obviously not going to want to let him go straight away. So it looks like James didn't give up. It looked like he did, but they must have just away. Doesn't quite dive it there. He very much wanted to, you could see. This is definitely a tricky one for Martinez. How do you get past a pack that is battling when you've got P2 directly behind you? And I haven't really... oh, there goes Steve Pepper round into the hairpin. Reversing out the way. I'd say that's quite a good call there. And here goes the other of the Peppers on the inside of Forrester. Doesn't quite make the move stick. He's not going to have another go at it. Just going to tuck in behind. Martinez, you can see him flashing his lights there. Definitely getting frustrated at them not letting him go. Looks like Hugavin just following him through, allowing him to carve up the pack and just following every movement. Forrester, the last one to go then for them. And the gap is now a 10th. I think Hugavin might get him this lap. Milaren snapping up the fastest lap then. 42.3, I believe. Very, very solid lap. See, that straight line speed just isn't enough.
I'm letting you through, go past the line.
He sold the dummy there a little bit, maybe a little bit too hard, as it just messed up his line a little bit through turn 1.
Cheers, Mark.
Right on the back of him again. I just don't think it's enough. We come into the closing 4 minutes of this race. We'll probably get another 3 or 4 laps out of this. Sloot's trying to make the move on Buller. He definitely wants it.
Thank you, Chris.
And there's Rob Miller. He's actually got Sam Stott just behind him in the lead of the bronze then. As he's right on the tail of Maxwell. Matt Pierce just on the back of, that's James Pepper there. With Chris Forrester just behind. I think the only person driving the Lamborghini this race, so maybe this whole season. So fair play to Chris for that. Repping the Vodafone McLaren livery. Absolute classic. Or I suppose the McLaren livery. Looks like he's got Cook just closing up on his tail there. Cook gonna try and make the move down in the hairpin. Late on the brakes. He's gonna make it stick. Yep, he does make it stick. So Cook making a very nice move down to Forrester. Very hard move to make there into the hairpin. You need quite a lot of help from the person in front to sort of let that happen. Martinez going wide there. I've seen him a few times now go off. I wonder if his X limit's getting a bit high. Really directly on the back of him. The gap is more this time than it was last time, so I'm not sure he's going to make the move unless he can have an absolutely excellent last couple of corners here. Doesn't look like it. I think that straight line speed is just too much from the average. Maybe I was wrong as he goes to the outside, tucks back in on the inside there. That will become the outside for turn 1. He's gonna go for the move. Oh, a little bit of a tap. How has Martinez kept that in a straight line? That is absolutely incredible from Martinez. Hugavin just tapping him on the brakes, and Martinez having about 6 tank slaps from left to right, manages to turn it in whilst in a slide. Absolutely incredible. As here comes Malone on the back of Etchell. Cut short by Murphy on Buller. Gonna try the same thing that Marin just tried. Not gonna make it stick like Marin did though. That does put Marin into P1. Martinez just behind. I don't really know where to who to put the blame on for that overtake. I do feel like Martinez was slightly nudged out of the way there, and Hugavin has capitalised on something that he might have caused a little bit, but still, very nice move. He deserves it. He's been on the back of Martinez for 20 odd laps now, so it's completely fair that he got the move done, and it looks like he's just going to pull out a gap now. The best he can is push it away. Maybe Martinez struggling with some very hot tyres after saving that. As Marin comes across the line, and he lets Martinez go. Yeah, very, very aggressive from Hugavin. Nicely done from Martinez, absolutely commanding lead the whole race. Nicely done from Hugavin to let him go there. As we watch Carl Hudson, the leader, and to be honest,
Great race,
I think he's been the leader for pretty much this whole race.
Yeah, good race, man.
Very solid win there from Hudson. Well done
Couldn't
to
compete
him.
with the exit you got in the Porsche.
And that is Rob Miller just following Sam Stott. There he is, Sam Stott. And again, very solid performance from him. Just keeping it consistent, keeping it clean, which is, the big thing that I think everybody has said to him many, many times is he's quick but not consistent as he weaves across the line. for a win in bronze.
Pro racing, guys.
So, that was your race then. Brilliantly done from Martinez. Absolutely amazing race from him. That save was
Thank you, everybody. Good racing.
diabolical. I don't know how he kept that in a straight line. As we see Leopold.
You tipped me on the pits there, Steve. Did well to do that.
I don't. That's Leopold.
Yeah,
Chris
I didn't
Forrester.
get excited, I
I
thought
don't know who that
I'd give
is.
it a risk, and I came out in front, but
Looks
I
like one of
crossed
the
up on
Peppers.
that corner and just done. I had a double shift down, so not
No way, Alex. All good. No problem.
Looks like Steve just explaining that he had some
Didn't quite
issues.
get you, Simon.
Shifted down twice accidentally.
So, if this is correct, Josh won gold. There was result. I was on 14x, so I would be very hesitant.
Well, very good racing from everybody there, really. Obviously, very difficult race there. As we see the standings, that's Martinez P1 with Sipula P2, Ettridge P3, Hurd P4, Leopold P5, Carl Hudson P1 for silver, P6 overall, Hugavine, McBuller, Murphy, Sloots, Kelly, Chan, Maxwell, Stott in first for bronze, Malarin, Miller, Lindenau, Fox. Don't know what happened to Hugavine there. He should be P2. He's P7. Unless he had a penalty. He must have had a penalty. As we wait for the next page, there it is. Mark Kelly, wrestler by nature. There was Chan, and then I didn't see, and then we've got Bond, Dominga, Meesters, Cook, Bright, Forrester, Pepper, Sloots, Brown, Todd, Pierce, Pepper, Mitchell, The Ledge, Ward, Parker, Kelly, and Tomei. And I do believe that those last 3 or 4 were out of the race. So that is the silver results then, up there. Hudson, Sloots, Kelly, Chan, Fox, Bond, Bright, Brown, Mitchell, Kelly, and Tomei. Very well done from Hudson there. Solid race. We didn't really see him much, but commanding lead. As we see bronze results, that's Stott, McIntyre, Dominga, Meesters, Forrester, Pepper, Sloots, Pierce, Pepper, and The Ledge. Again, very good lead, good win. I think all three series there, gold, bronze, and silver, brilliant wins from all 3 drivers. Just very commanding, very safe. I don't quite know what that statistic was. So here's the championship standings then overall. That's Martinez, Sipula, Ettridge, Hurd, Leopold, and Hudson in the top 6. I'm not going to read through them all because that is just the same results as the race results, because we are on race 1. Absolutely brilliant race. Love Imola, and I'm not sure what track we go on to next actually. I would have to look, but still absolutely brilliant results from everybody involved. As we see the Silver Championship standings yet again. I was the commentary team here, Sam. Nice to see everybody. Hopefully I have a co-commentator for next time, because it's a little bit difficult commentating just on my own, but I feel like I made ends meet. We're all good. If you liked what you see, then by all means join the Discord. Ask if you can race, I'm sure you can. And here is the team standings. So we've got Revolution Racing, which is Martinez's team, followed by Wizards, Risky, Formulama, Wizards, No Problema, Revolution Racing, Sloots, there are a few others down there. Yeah, as I was saying though, if you join the Discord, ask to join a race. Brilliant team of guys. Next round is Spa, so all are welcome. And we'll see you there.